Okay, we're talking Rams Super Bowl odds here. This is a video I like to do once a year in the off season and see what are the sports markets saying about the Los Angeles Rams. Who has a better shot at winning the Super Bowl than them? Should we be offended? Should we be happy? Let's take a look. So the best odds at winning the Super Bowl are the Eagles and the Chiefs. Yep, no issue with that. Makes sense. I personally biasly think the Rams should be up there, but I understand from the mainstream media perspective. The Ravens right after them. Okay, cool. The Bills. Yep. Oh, okay, I get it. They got Josh Allen. Yep. Lions. Yep, they got a talented team if they get back healthy. No, lose of both coordinators though. Lions might be ready to take a little step back. We'll see. This is where I have issues, folks. The San Francisco 49ers have better odds to win the Super Bowl than the Los Angeles Rams. I take very much issue with that. The Niners lost a lot of talent. They're still a good team. They're well coached. Don't get me wrong, and they're going to get healthier for sure. I just think that the Rams this year are the better team. I know the Niners have their easier schedule that might help them and kind of boost those odds. But I also see they have the highest odds to win the NFC West. So just, I take issue with that. Then, okay, the Bengals do not have, no. The Bengals should not have better Super Bowl odds than the Los Angeles Rams to win the Super Bowl. The Bengals play in the AFC with like the Chiefs and the Ravens and the Bills. And I'm not sure they have a defense. Like, I'm not sure they fixed that, right? Like, no, that's ridiculous. The Commanders having better Super Bowl odds than the Los Angeles Rams. No. I know they played really well last year. They got to the conference championship game. Jaden Daniels is a certified superstar for sure. But no. The Rams, I still think, are the better team. I think their defense is better. I think that they will have a more efficient offense this year. But that's just my opinion. And then you got the Rams here at 20-1. And okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teams that they're saying on ESPN Bet have a better opportunity to win the Super Bowl than the Rams. And they are saying that the Packers have the same odds as the Rams. I take issue with that also. I think that I personally think the Rams should be a little more up here. I can understand the rationale with the Lions, but I'd probably put the Rams ahead of them and maybe even a little bit higher here. But that's just my opinion. I want to hear. I'm going to go over to this article here off Fox Sports Betting, which again, I don't fully understand all the terminology when it comes to betting. But according to them, the Los Angeles Rams at the moment have the 10th ranked odds in the league to win the Super Bowl. And they go through a bunch of analysis, but they say they have a 4.3% chance of winning the Super Bowl, according to their math. And they bring up the Rams schedule here. This I do find interesting. If you look at the Rams 2025-2026 schedule, they get to play the AFC and NFC South. So those are two divisions that are kind of known to help kind of pad that win column a little bit. But according to their power rankings, the Rams really only play 4 teams inside the top 10. I'm looking here like the Lions, the Bucks, the Ravens, and the Eagles, right? And if you look at the playoff teams that the Rams are playing, or playoff teams from last year that the Rams are playing this year, you have the Texans, you got the Eagles, you got the Ravens, you got the Buccaneers, Lions, 5, right? I think that the Rams can sweep the Seahawks because I'm not a big believer in what the Seahawks did this offseason. I think they are one of the more intriguing teams next year for sure. I'm just not a big believer in Sam Darnold as a starting quarterback. I think he had a great year last year. He had a really good team around him, and Justin Jefferson can make most quarterbacks look really good. I think that the Cardinals are probably set for another year where they start off hot and people are like, oh man, are you looking at the Cardinals? And then they crash and burn at the end of the year. Again, narrative can always change, but that's kind of my own opinion. And thankfully, the Rams play them twice during the part of the season where the Cardinals normally crash and burn. Lions, again, they losing both coordinators. It'll be interesting to see how healthy they are next year, how they rebound from losing both their offense and defensive coordinators. And then like you look at some of these teams here, right? Like Titans, that's gonna be you have a young team, just kind of first overall pick. You're facing them there. The Colts, that's a team that's desperate, right? And the Colts played the Rams to OT last time they played, so hopefully the Rams can get the win there. Niners are always gonna be a tough out for the Rams. Just it's the rivalry, and also the Niners are a good team right now. I still think the Rams are better, and I think the Rams lost some pieces. Ravens are always gonna be a tough out, and the Rams play the Ravens hard, right? But I would love to see them get that win in Baltimore. But that's kind of where we're at with that. Jags over in London, who knows? Saints, you got to win that game, right? I think the Niners again, Seahawks again, the Buccaneers. I think that'll be a tough game. But the Rams have a history of success against the Buccaneers, so I could see that game going quite well for the Rams. Panthers, you got to win that. Got to beat the Cardinals, and that Lions game late in the year, December 14th. I want Stafford to get that win against his old team. I know they beat him early on, but now the kind of a few years later and stuff like that, and that game's going to be in SoFi, thankfully. And then that week 17 Monday Night Football game, right, against the Falcons. The reunion against Raheem Morris, right? That'll be an interesting game as well. So very intriguing schedule. I'm excited. I can't wait. We're months away from the Los Angeles Rams getting into OTAs and preseason and all that good stuff. So make sure you like and subscribe if you love talking about the Rams, talking about football. As always, go Rams, horns up, and peace out. Let's go Rams. Thanks for watching.